can hear the fans. A full house. They're still coming in. Here comes Archamble's kick, and it's a low bouncing end-over-end kick coming to the near side and picked up at the 18-yard line, looking for a place to run, and then getting hit and dropped at the 19-yard line on a good downfield tackle by Jim Weinberger. As he really covered it well. Bruce Nelson picked it up, had no place to go.
Right, great field position for the Falcons. We just talked about it as the ball's at about the 17-yard line of Owatonna.
So that's where they'll start with 11:55 to go. 1st and 10 from their own 17-yard line. As Gwynn brings them up to the line of scrimmage. The deuce backfield. Both ends are in tight. Hall and Anderson, the setbacks. Wing back on the near side. Gwynn barking no signals. 1st and 10. Gwynn gives the ball. They come with the inside handoff. Oh, big hole this time for the tailback, and he gets hit as he gets up to about the 25-yard line. They came with the reverse. Handed off to Glenn Hedvick, number 24. On the reverse, and Hedvick gets it up to about got about 8 yards across the 25 up to about the 27-yard line. Well, that's not quite that far. They put it down at about the 26-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Again, both ends in tight. Falcons really stacked up. Hedvick goes in motion to the far side. And the Falcons jumped offside, and let's see if they were drawn off. Dronke jumped offside was as Gwynn changing that cadence. And the Falcons jumped the gun. Offside against Faribault, and that's going to give the Indians a 1st down.
Falcons a little bit nervous here in the early going, and great call by Owatonna on 1st down. They run that power sweep so effectively to the wing-back side. I'm sure they felt the Falcons would be looking for that, and they came back with the inside counterplay to Hitved.
So it's 1st and 10. The ball at the 31-yard line now. Deuce backfield, both ends in tight. Wing back on the far side. Gwynn barking those signals. Left tackle looked like he moved. Now Hedvick comes in motion to the near side. Gwynn takes the snap, gives it to Anderson, his fullback. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage and does a good job of getting back to the line of scrimmage. Scott Gronke coming through along with Ted Donkers, but Gronke making the tackle. Excellent play by Scott Gronke.
Great penetration by the left side of the Falcon defensive line as Anderson had absolutely no place to go.
Beecher, Gronke on that left side. Weinberger, the nose guard. Sanders, the defensive tackle on the right side. And the right end is picking up here in just a minute. It's 2nd down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Gwynn once again takes the snap. Gwynn hands the ball, keeps the ball off on the left side to Hedvick, and he tries to cut it back up and gets to the 35-yard line, where he runs into Mike Glenn along with Tim Ernst and also Jeremy Eller. And it'll bring up a 3rd and about 5 situation for the Indians.
Same play that the Owatonna Indians opened the ball game with, that inside reverse to the wingback, but the Falcons this time did a nice job of adjusting to it.
Big defensive play for the Falcons this time. 3rd and 5 from the 35-yard line of Owatonna. Deuce backfield. Rolling out to his right, being pressured, throws over the middle. It's incomplete. Went through the hands. They had the big tight end that time, went right through his hands. He was wide open at about the 47-yard line. That being Pat McDermott. And Owatonna is going to have to kick the ball away. And Shane Gunderson will go back along with Mike Glenn. 9 minutes and 36 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter. No score in the ball game. Gunderson and Glenn are back deep for the Falcons. Good snap from center and a high end-over-end kick. Glenn signals for a fair catch. He'll take it at the 37-yard line. So the Falcons get the ball for the first time with 9.5 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter of play. They'll start at their own 37-yard line, 1st and 10. As Owatonna ran 2.5 minutes off of that clock, picked up a 1st down, that coming on a offside penalty against the Falcons. Ned Lewis brings them up to the line of scrimmage. Deuce backfield for the Falcons. Wing back on the far side. Lewis under center on 1st and 10 from his own 37-yard line. Ned Lewis gives it to Shane Gunderson. Gunderson across the 40. Gunderson to the 42, 43-yard line. Shane Gunderson off left tackle. And he gets it up to the 43-yard line. And gain on the play of about 6 will bring up 2nd down and 4. 2nd and 4 for the Falcons from their own 43-yard line as Mike Glenn brings in a play. Jim Weinberger comes out. Blitzkow and Gunderson the setbacks. Glenn the wing back on the far side. Glenn on 2nd and 4. On the long count, Ned Lewis takes the snap straight up the middle. Gunderson 45, 50, 45, 40, and 45, and finally brought down at the 43-yard line. Shane Gunderson. Boy, I tell you, just a great offensive block that time by Scott Gronke.
Just a quick inside trap play, a beautifully executed play by the Falcons as Shane Gunderson was past the linebackers before I think they ever saw him, and great offensive line play in the middle of that line for the Faribault Falcons.
The ball at the 44-yard line of the Indians, 1st and 10 now for Faribault. The deuce backfield, wing back on the right side. Ned Lewis under center. Looks over that defensive set and starts barking the signals. Weinberger comes in motion to the near side. Lewis takes the ball, hands it straight ahead to Gunderson, and Shane gets it to about the 42-yard line. Straight ahead. Good defensive play that time by Chris Christensen, the 204-pound junior tackle. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and about 7. I want to once again say hello to my good buddy Gino Hunt. Good crowd on hand here at Bruce Smith Field. 2nd down and 7 for the Falcons from the Owatonna 42-yard line. Glenn lines up as the wingback on the near side now. Lewis under center on 2nd and 7. Lewis with the football. Gives it to Shane Gunderson. Gunderson gets it to the 40-yard line. And that's all the further he goes, as the left side of that defensive line for the Indians really tightened her up. And the ball is just short of the 40-yard line. So a big 3rd down play now for the Falcons. The ball on the far side of the field as Mike Glenn comes in with a play from Rich Oliphant. 7:40 to go here in the 1st quarter of play. No score. The Faribault Falcons, the Owatonna Indians. Section 1, AA, semifinal action on Power 96 FM. Mike Morrissey along with John Gross. Deuce backfield. Wing back on the far side. Lewis under center. See if he rolls out to the left. He brings Glenn in motion to the near side. Lewis takes the snap. Newwood Lewis rolling out to his left, looking to throw, and just over the hands of Mike Glenn at the 30-yard line. Got a little too much adrenaline in that throw. And so the Falcons are going to have low snap. Archambault bobbles the snap and then kicks the ball on the... Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Maybe the Falcons got it. He kicked it. One of the Indians touched it. The Falcons fell on it, but we got flags down. Now, what could that be, John?
I don't know. Possibly roughing the kicker?
Well...
I don't know. I was watching the ball. I didn't see what happened to the kicker.
Yeah, so was I. But he kicked it on the ground.
Okay.
He never picked the ball up. That's what it's got to be. He kicked it on the ground, and so that penalty is going to go against the Falcons and is going to really hurt. Had he been able to pick the ball up and kick it, but it was still on the ground, and he kicked it there, and you can't do that. The flags went down immediately. I mean, it hit one of the Indians, and then Faribault fell on it, but...
Okay.
It's a personal loss of down, and boy, Owatonna is going to get the ball deep in Faribault territory. So a big break coming for the Indians. As the snap was low, Archambault bobbled it and then kicked it when it was on the ground, which you cannot do. And Owatonna is going to get the ball at the Faribault 35-yard line. Oh, the defense will be tested this time. 7:10 to go, 1st quarter. Gwen brings him up. Both ends are in tight. Wing back on the far side. Gwen takes the snap, gives it off to Nate Anderson, the fullback, and he powers it inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. As they unpile, one of the Falcons are down, and looks like Marty, well, wait and see. The ball at about the 33-yard line, picked up a couple on the play. Injured bit. Egg rolling out to his right. Gwen's got a man wide open. 2 men wide open, and it's incomplete. Boy, I tell you, he had 2 people wide open at the 20-yard line. We got a flag down, and I think we might have a pass interference. But if it is, boy, yeah. I tell you, McDermott was coming across, and he was wide open. Oh, illegal receiver downfield against Owatonna. And that is also a loss of down, I believe. Right, John?
That's right. That's right.
Well, the Falcons dodge a bullet.
Well, he had 2 guys wide open. Not only McDermott, he had another man wide open downfield. The Falcons were really fooled on that play.
So it's going to be a loss of down, illegal receiver downfield.
Isn't it?
Well, let's wait. They're talking to the Falcons. Falcons looking over to the far sideline saying, take the penalty, take the down. Evidently it's, well, yeah, now they mark it off. Illegal receiver. Evidently it's not loss of down because they bring it back to the 39-yard line, and it's second down.
Apparently it isn't. I was under the impression it was.
I always thought it was. I know if you're an illegal forward pass is a loss of down across the line of scrimmage. Second and 14 for Owatonna from the Falcon 39-yard line. Gwynn under center, takes the snap. They come back with the inside reverse. Handoff comes to Hedvig, and Hedvig is in the 30, the 25, the 20, and brought down on an ankle tackle by Tim Roach at the 14-yard line. It's first and 10 for the Falcons, and we got a, nope, I guess he's all right. Boy, they came back with the inside counter play, and Pat Glenn now injured on the play as they're out administering to him. Timeout on the field, 6:30 to go. First quarter, no score in the ball game. We'll be back in 30 seconds. First and 10 as they came back with the inside counter to Hedvig, and it's first and 10 from the Falcon 14-yard line. Both ends in tight. Wing back on the near side. Gwynn under center once again. Gwynn hands the ball off, running to the right side. Blockers in front of him. Cuts back inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Mike Glenn, Joey All carried the ball. That's that power sweep to the right that they ran so effectively last time. And All takes it down to the 9-yard line. A pickup of 5. It'll be second down and 5 from the Falcon 9-yard line. 5 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the first quarter as Owatonna up to the line of scrimmage. The Falcon defense with their backs to the wall. Gwynn under center. Gwynn barking those signals, takes the snap. Gwynn gives it back again to All on the right side. He's got running room. He's in the end zone. Did he get in there? No, he's down at about the 1. Well, again, they came back with the power sweep to the right. And Joey All takes it down to the 1-yard line. It's going to be first and goal for the Indians.
Joey All now with 2 carries for 9 yards in the ball game. Both of them very impressive on that power sweep to the right side.
So the ball at the 1. Well, they ran that very well the last time, and the ball on the near side hash mark. First and goal from the 1-yard line as Gwynn brings them up. Full house, deuce backfield. Gwynn keeps the football, and did he get in? Yes, he did. Gwynn to the right side and takes it in for the touchdown, and the Owatonna Indians have drawn first blood as they go 35 yards in 5 plays.
Really nothing fancy at all in the drive, just pretty much
basic football.
Basic football, you bet.
5:30 to go here in the first quarter. The Indians are on the board on a 1-yard run by Gwynn, and they're going to go for the 2-point conversion. Gwynn under center, takes the snap. Gwynn gives the ball off the right. Here comes the power sweep, and All is hit and dropped behind the line of scrimmage on a fine defensive play by the Falcons. And I believe it was Shima. No, it's...
That's Evergreen Knoll, right here in Faribault.
Now the Indians leading at 6-0 here with 5:30 to go in the first quarter. As Owatonna will kick it off. 35-yard drive and 5 plays. Overcame one penalty on that play. Owatonna set to kick it away. Here's the kick, low bouncing kick that is picked up at the 30. Brings it back to the 49-yard line, and that's where the Falcons will start. First and 10 here with 5:23 to go in the first quarter. They trail 6-0.
In the first series, Mike, Shane Gunderson carried 4 times all of the ground attack for the Falcons for 22 yards.
The Falcons start first and 10 from their own 49. Plitzkow and Gunderson the setbacks. Weinberger, the wingback on the near side. Ned Lewis on that long count takes the snap. Plitzkow running to his right, 50. Plitzkow, 45. Fumbles the football, and let's see who got it. Who got it? I think the Falcons recovered it. Shane Gunderson recovers it at the Owatonna 48-yard line. So Blitzkow had a lot of more yards than that, but fumbled the ball, and it went back, and Shane Gunderson recovers it at the 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Faribault running their version of the power sweep that time with Blitzkow, but he coughed up the football. But thankfully, someone, I believe it was Gunderson there to recover it for Faribault.
2nd and 7 from the 48-yard line. Deuce backfield. Ned Lewis straight ahead. Shane Gunderson, 45. Gunderson at the 40 and down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10.
Beautiful quick trap play up the middle by Faribault. Gunderson, boy, this is the first time I've seen this young man run. I well remember his dad playing at St. Olaf, but boy, he really has quickness, hits that line, and he's in the secondary.
Yeah, he is. He takes it down to the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. 12-yard pickup for Shane. 1st and 10 from the Owatonna 37. Deuce backfield, wing back on the near side. Ned Lewis under center on that long count once again. Oh, no, I think one of the Indians jumped the gun, and
Owatonna was approaching.
Yeah. Owatonna jumped across the line. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Indians. Will make it 1st and 5 for the Falcons now from the Owatonna 32. 4 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. Standing room only here at Bruce Smith Field tonight. The Falcons and the Owatonna Indians. Mike Glenn brings in a play now. 1st and 5. The ball at about the 34-yard line, 33-yard line of Owatonna. Glenn comes wide to the near side. Blitzkow and Gunderson the setbacks. Ned Lewis under center. Lewis on 1st and 5. Takes the snap, gives it to Shane Gunderson. Gunderson cuts inside the 30, and Gunderson's down to about the 27-yard line. It should be enough for a 1st down. Shane Gunderson carries the ball for the Falcons. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Faribault. That's their 3rd 1st down of the ball game. The ball at the 27-yard line of Owatonna. 3:32 to go in the first quarter. 6-0. Owatonna with the lead.
Gunderson has 6 carries for 39 yards already in the game, Mike.
Up to the line of scrimmage they come. The Deuce backfield. Weinberger, the wingback on the near side. Lewis under center. Looks over that defense. Barker no signals. Takes the snap down the line. Hands the ball. Gunderson, big hole. Gunderson cuts to the outside. Still on his feet. And gets it down inside the 15-yard line. Well, he might have got it to the 15-yard line, but Shane Gunderson takes it to the 15-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Boy, he quick through that hole.
Boy, he really is in that secondary in a hurry.
The ball at the Owatonna 15. 1st and 10 for Faribault. Ned Lewis brings them up to the line of scrimmage. Blitzkow and Gunderson the setbacks. Wing back on the near side. Wide side of the field. Lewis again. Barker no signal. Spins. Gives the ball off to Gunderson. Gunderson dives forward and gets it to about the 14. Not much running room that time as the Indians really came up and stuffed it.
Greg Karsten, the inside linebacker for the Owatonna Indians, was in the Faribault backfield, got a hand on Gunderson, managed to spin him around just enough to slow him down. And then the pursuit caught up.
Well, they get it to the 14. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Falcons. 2:43 to go, first quarter. Owatonna 6, Faribault nothing. Falcons have it 2nd and 9 from the Owatonna 14-yard line. Out of that football, Glenn, the wingback on the near side. Ned Lewis on that long count. Barker no signals. Lewis takes the snap. Lewis rolling out to his left. Wants to throw the football. Gets it out here, the right side. It's intercepted in the end zone. Oh, intended for Zach Carlson. And threw it just a little bit behind him. And the Indians picked it off.
Once again, a tough pass to throw, running that bootleg to the left. And
quarter. 1st and 10 for Owatonna. Gwynn under center. Takes the snap. Gwynn gives the ball. Here comes Joey Aller on the right side. He gets across the 20 up to the 24-yard line before he's finally tripped up there. Tim Ernst coming up to make the play along with Quentin Blitzkow. A gain on the play of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for Owatonna. 1:54 to go, first quarter. Owatonna 6, the Falcons nothing. Indians up to the line of scrimmage now. 2nd down and 5 from their own 25. Again, both ends are in tight. They went out of that deuce backfield. Two tight ends. Gwynn takes the snap. Again, comes off to All on the right side. All gets it out, leans across the 30. He's got the first down. Boy, they just run that sweep and get those people out there and knock people down. And Joey All picks up the first down for Owatonna, their fourth of the ball game.
They run the sweep, and they run the sweep, and about the time you're looking for the sweep, they'll come with the inside counter or the quick trap up the middle or the bootleg to the other side.
And they run it well. The ball at the 31-yard line of the Indians. 1:25 to go in the first quarter. 6-0, the Falcons trailing. Owatonna up to that line of scrimmage. The ball on the near side hash mark. Again, the deuce backfield. Wingback Hetvick comes in motion now to the short side of the field. Gwynn takes the snap, gives the ball off to Anderson, the fullback, and he grinds his way up to about the 34-yard line. Quentin Plitzkow making, Mike Graham making the tackle for the Falcons. They mark it just short of the 35-yard line. One thing about Owatonna, though, they grind it out. They grind it out in a ball-controlled football team, and they don't give it up very often. Second down and 7. Second about 6 from the 34-yard line. Gwynn brings him up to the line of scrimmage now. Wing back on the far side, Hetvick. Gwynn with the football, comes back to All, breaks a tackle, and All breaks another tackle now, and still on his feet, gets to the 40-yard line. Boy, he got drilled at the line of scrimmage, broke 2 tackles, and gets it up to the 40-yard line. It's going to be third and about 1. Just an excellent effort by Joey All.
Well, it certainly was. He should have been stopped in the backfield for a loss, but he refused to give up, and he was hit by 2 more Falcons before he was finally stopped for about a 4-yard gain.
The ball just short of the 40-yard line. It's Gwynn, keeps it himself, and
Should have it.
it's going to be very close as they unpile. Gwynn just behind his right guard.
It's going to be close.
As they unpile, put the football down, and from where I see the football, it looks to me like they're short, but they're going to bring the chains in and measure. And while they do that, just an eyelash inches short of a first down. I mean, we're talking about a blink. So Owatonna has the ball at their own 41-yard line, fourth down and an eyelash, as Matt Gwynn comes up to the line of scrimmage. The Indians leading at 6-0. 11:56 to go in the first half. Falcons with 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Gwynn. They send Hetvick in motion to the near side. The Falcons jumped on. No, the handoff goes, and first down is getting it up to the 45-yard line. I thought the Falcons were going to be offside, but they get it to the big fullback Anderson, and he gets it to the 45. It'll be first and 10 for Owatonna. That is their 5th first down of the ball game.
That time it appeared as if the Owatonna Indians went on a long count of trying to draw the Falcons offside, but Faribault very well disciplined on the play, although they were unable to stop Anderson for less than a 4-yard gain.
First and 10 for the Indians from their own 45-yard line. Ball on the near side hash mark. Gwynn under center. Gwynn gives the ball to All with the power sweep. All at the 50, all at the 47-yard line is finally brought down by Pat Gwynn. Joey All on the power sweep to the right, and they run it so well. And All gets it all the way down to the 47-yard line. A gain of 8 will bring up second down and 2. Ted Donkers comes in defensively for the Falcons. Apple Valley leading Rochester Mayo 10-0. Just in the second quarter, Apple Valley 10, Rochester Mayo nothing. Second and 2 for the Indians from the Falcon 48-yard line. Again, All with the sweep to the right, got running room, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Joey All takes it 48 yards, and again, the power sweep, they can't stop it. And the Indians go 80 yards in 8 plays. A 48-yard run by Joey All, and Owatonna leads it 12-0.
Picture book execution, that power sweep, and Joey All got to the outside and stepped inside of the block, and nobody else had a chance at him as he outran the Faribault defense.
They'll go for the 2-point conversion. Hetvick goes in motion to the far side. They give the ball coming back, or keeping the ball is Gwynn. Got the tight end, and he overthrows him in the end zone. So the two-point conversion is no good. 10:48 to go, first half. Owatonna 12, Faribault nothing.
Those extra points, they just do it real well. And so really, if they put the ball in the end zone twice, they're ahead by 2 at this point. You can look for Owatonna to be thinking, boy, they're a touchdown up in this game, but that's about it. The kickoff, a good one from Eckert, fielded by Clinton Flitzkow back at his 15-30. Got some room out here. Crosses the 30-yard line, cuts it back to the 35, down at the 36. First and 10, Faribault there, as they will get another crack at offense. And I think there's an injured Owatonna player down at the 37-yard line. And it looks like Nikolai Eckert.
Yeah. It is. It's number 15, Eckert. He's the kicker, and he is down. That time, Owatonna, Skaliski, he was contained man on the outside. That time,
so many times this season, Owatonna has got the ball off of fumbles, either off onside kicks or drilling the ball at people. It really works to their benefit.
the old Fred Cox squibber late in Freddie's career, he couldn't kick it past the 20, so they just kind of pushed it down there. That's what Nikolai does.
Spot left, split backs behind Ned Lewis. He ran right into the running back Gunderson, but Gunderson, going about 400 miles an hour, was still able to go upfield. And Gunderson, I'll tell you, Brad, he is really running the football hard.
He is ultra quick, and that time it was just a bad exchange. But he still found about 3 yards to run on before I think Christensen got him from behind. But he's kind of scary back there. You kind of wait for him to pop one.
Owatonna leading 12-0. Faribault with the offense on the field at their own 39 or 40. Second down and about 7 coming. Back to pass. Ned Lewis, 3 receivers out, but he's going to eat it. Now he finds himself open, hits his receiver, and it will be, well, depending on the mark, very close to a first down on a pickup of 7. They had Ned Lewis in the backfield, let him slip away, and he completed the pass downfield. A nice strike from Ned Lewis that time. He hit the receiver, Doug Beecher, right in the hand.
Oh, and Nate Tobin's got to be talking to himself. He was the one who had a clean shot at Ned Lewis, and he just missed him. Just missed Loss, and it said they have a first down.
They'll come with a slot right, split backs. Ned Lewis brings him up to the line. Flitzkow in the backfield. Now motion right to left on a 1st and 10 from the 46. The give again to Gunderson. He's stopped. That's the first time we've seen him tonight get stopped before he got those wheels really churning. That time he was just starting to kick it up, and boy, he saw there was nowhere to go. Stuffed by the Owatonna defense.
So Lenhart and Wenzel were out there on the right defensive side of Owatonna. They just held their ground, and Gunderson, it took the handoff, and it was hit almost immediately, stood up, and then driven back. He lost about a yard. And that's the kind of defense we saw late in the middle parts of the game, at least in the first game against Faribault.
Second down and 11 at the 45. Split back, slot right side. Ned Lewis gives it up the middle. Some running room for Gunderson. He'll pick up about 5 on the play, gets near midfield, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 6.
Well, Owatonna is playing Nate Tobin almost as a stand-up lineman. They brought him right up on the line of scrimmage, just barely behind the tackle and the nose guard. And really, he's playing a lineman, another lineman spot, and he's coming on almost every play. He's blitzing, and they're keeping Karsten back. So let's see where Tobin lines up this time. Number 51 for Owatonna at that linebacker spot. See how close he gets to the ball.
Right now,
there he goes.
Here they're coming on a
double, yeah.
2 of them, Karsten and Tobin, lined up to blitz on a 3rd and 6. Motion right to left. Lewis with the call. Owatonna blitzing, and the pitch to running room as the outside, and he crosses the 45 down to about the 40. First down. That time they did just what you want to do, run away from that blitz, and it worked like a charm that time. The pitch to Quentin Flitzkow from Ned Lewis, and he had a lot of running room. Brad, when you start going, it looks like touchdown, and that time for a brief instant, it looked like he might go all the way.
Well, Owatonna, they got lucky. They got caught. They picked up the blitz very well, and then they had the fullback picked up, the linebacker did, but then they pitched it back. And Flitzkow had all kinds of room, but give some credit to the secondary. I think that was Urke out there, and Weber, who made a nice play for only a 10-yard gain. I should say only, but a nice play in the secondary.
Back! Oh, they had him again. Ned Lewis slips away, still on his feet, running, and he gets down to the 36. He turns what would have been a 5-yard loss into a 4-yard gain. I don't know what he's doing, but somehow he's getting away from the sack. That time he just kind of ducked under the tackle and ended up with a positive 4, 2nd down and 6.
Well, the Indians are getting a pass rush. That's the good thing. Unfortunately, they're not getting any sacks out of it. That's the second sack they should have had. The Lewis was just a dead duck back there, and I'm not sure which lineman missed him, but he just ducked right underneath it and picked up about 4.
Which usually pretty sure tackling has been not the best so far for Owatonna when they're rushing Ned Lewis. Now motion right to left. Ned Lewis gives up the middle, and the give is to Gunderson again, and he gets over the 30. I think that'll be enough depending on how far they back it up. Now they back it up 2 lengths of the football, and that might make it short. Not a real good mark again. It looks to be about a football length short of the 30-yard line, so it will bring up a third down situation. And you can probably expect Gunderson to come right at you.
Yeah. That was a nice run by Gunderson. Just kind of something subtle. Just did a little stutter step and went and just popped outside real quick. And he's got the very quick feet, and Christensen had a shot at him, but just couldn't wrap him up. But that was just a great run by 44 Gunderson.
Mike Lynn in the slot to the left side. Here comes Plitzkow, and boy, he's going to lose yardage. He's going to lose almost 5 yards on the play before he had a chance to get going. The guys in white for Owatonna swarmed him under and drop him back close to the 35. It'll bring up about a 4th down and close to 5.
Boy, 3rd down and about a foot, and you've got Gunderson who's been having very good success off the tackles, and they run Plitzkow wide. And you know Owatonna's going to come with a blitz. And when you run that wide play like that.
On 4th down and close to 5 at the Owatonna 35. They're coming with the blitz again. Karsten and Tobin at the line, split back slot, left pass. Ned Lewis looking through.
There's nobody in front of that receiver. It's an easy throw for a quarterback if he gets time.
Off the 3-yard line, maybe the 4. Split backs. Gunderson up the middle.
Oh, Tobin big hit.
Under. Linebackers came up. Threw Gunderson back. I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage even. It's actually close to the 5-yard line. It'll bring up a 2nd down. 5 minutes, 15 seconds to go first half. And a very, very speedy first half so far. 12-0, Owatonna leading.
Tobin with a big hit that time from his linebacker spot. He stood Gunderson up and drove him back. It's good to see Nate getting some action out. He sat out the Austin game, and he's in at linebacker tonight.
Split backs in the slot to the right is Mike Lynn. He comes in motion behind quarterback Ned Lewis. Lewis gives it off, Plitzkow cuts it upfield, and gets inside the 3-yard line. Looks to be right about a yard from the goal line, actually. Clock down at 4:40 to go in the half. And Faribault with a 3rd down and about a foot. They're right next to the goal line. The thing is, when Owatonna's brought those linebackers, they've done real good to stop the run. And if they're going to come with the blitz, you should almost pass here.
Yeah, that was the play I think they tried to run on that 3rd and short. And Coons made a great tackle to keep Plitzkow out of the end zone. But it looks tough here for Owatonna. Faribault 3rd and about a foot for a touchdown.
Quarterback sneak. That Lewis is into the end zone. Touchdown. Faribault put 6 quick ones on the board. And you can probably wait and see them try to boot this one through the uprights here to give them the score at 12-7. It's currently 12-6 with 4:14 to go in our first half of play. And Faribault coming back in this
1 point.
Ned Lewis will hold. And the snap is high. They're going to fake. He's looking to pass. Pressure rolls out. Has one man up and tipped up and incomplete. So they ran the fake and it did not work. And you have to wonder with a kicking game like they have, why run the fake? The snap was high. It will be the host as long as they're in it. Now, should Mayo win that game, the winner of this game would host that next game on Friday. And the kick for Brent Armchambault is a long one. Driving Joey All back. It bounces all waiting. Pick it up, Joe. There he goes at the 5, 10, 15. Joey All. And he's not going to get out past the 15. They stopped him at the 12-yard line. And you have to wonder, Joey All was fielding that one more like a punt.
I think he thought it was going to go in the end zone. And he could 2nd quarter.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. Wade to the right side. Split backs behind Matt Gwynn. And it looks like Anderson up the middle. No real yardage, maybe a yard or 2 top. And it's one of the few times you see Anderson tackled one-on-one, and it was Scott Grunke who brought him down.
Well, they give Nate about a long 2. Let's call it 3 yards. On the play, 2nd and 7 for Owatonna. Under 3:30 now to go in the 2nd quarter.
They spot the ball near the 15-yard line. 2nd and 7, 3:15 to go in the half. Again, split back, swing to the right side. Quinn looking to pass. Has a man, McDermott. Did he catch that? No, it was over his head. I didn't see the ball come down, but I saw it was kind of floating over McDermott's head.
Win so far 0 for 3 in the game tonight. And his counterpart, Ned Lewis, is 2 for 3 for 37 yards for Faribault.
On 2 of those occasions, he should have been sacked.
Yeah, yep.
Split back, swing to the right side, 3rd down and 7, Owatonna. Give looks to be to Hall, and I think they came back with a counter, and they stopped it. And now Faribault wants their 2nd time out, and they'll get it, and they'll get the ball back. Owatonna will have to punt with a 4th down and 7 facing them at their own 12, and would you look for them to put some pressure on here?
Well, Indians will be kicking, they'll have one wind. They will be kicking with the wind. That's the way Faribault moved the ball that last drive. They should get pretty decent field position. I imagine they try to set up a return here. And did Faribault call timeout? No, they didn't.
Come from closer to the 15-yard line. About 12 yards back from that. Calls, good snap to Byer, and he puts a boot to it. Gets a nice spiral off, going to back him up to the 43 of Faribault. Trying to cut it upfield, and still on his feet, backing up now is Mike Glynn. Glynn, very fast, shifty feet, still going to the Owatonna. Making the 41-yard line, and a heck of a return from Mike Glynn, who from time to time, though, you thought was going to get caught going backwards, but turned what looked like might be negative yardage into positive yardage. And Faribault with a nice return on a Glynn.
We had plenty of shots at him. Just couldn't come up with a tackle, and again, some just poor tackling by Owatonna. And that's hurt them tonight. And Faribault with good field position on the 41. Clock is running. 2:45 in the first half.
Indians leading Faribault 12-6. Ned Lewis with the call. Split back, slot left, handoff Gunderson up the middle. A lot of running room, 30. And he gets inside the 30 of Owatonna, down to the 29-yard line. Big gainer of maybe 12 on the play. And they'll pile it, move the sticks, and it's a 1st down Faribault. And they've got the blocks going again up front. This time lines up behind the quarterback. To his left is Pliskow. Glynn in the slot to the left. Ned Lewis, the quarterback. 1st and 10. Give Gunderson right tackle, running room. Gets down to the 21, and then he stood up. But it looks to be another 8, maybe 9-yard pickup on the play for Gunderson. And he's getting the first 5 untouched.
It's a huge hole. Now Owatonna has checked in 71. Mark Weiss. He is coming in for Christensen. Weiss about 40 more pounds out there for Indians. We'll see what he does at the tackle spot on that side.
Now they line up with motion right to left side. Split backs again, Gunderson, and they stuffed it.
Weiss comes in and makes the hit.
And I think the additional weight may have helped out the defensive line that time. It's for certain that Mark Weiss did his job. He was in the backfield there and just pushed his lineman back. And actually no gain on that play. 3rd down in the long yard. They're just outside the Indians 20. Ned Lewis with a spot on the left side. Gunderson and Pliskow behind him. The green and white Faribault Falcons with the football looking to try to tie. Roll out, pressure on him. He sacked him. And it's 62. Henke broke in there awfully quick, and he makes the sack and on a 3rd down and 1. That's the 2nd time we've seen him with 3rd and short, and it turns into 4th and long. That one an 8-yard.
Well, so far in these 2 games.
They're going for it. They're trailed by 6. The Falcons with the ball. Spot left. Ned Lewis with the call. And it's a counter coming down. Mike Glynn looking to throw, no one open, and he comes upfield, pass, and it's batted around, falls incomplete, and it was close to going over the line of scrimmage. Now they're debating in the backfield whether there's pass interference. No flags down. It looked like Glynn was close to the line of scrimmage, but it will be Owatonna ball at their own 29, just shy of the 30. And with just 53 seconds to go, you could probably look for Owatonna to run the ball out, but maybe in the hands of Joey Hall in case he might break one.
Yeah, exactly. See if he can bust one. And what Owatonna probably do is they'll run a couple plays. If they get some positive yardage, then maybe they'll throw it. But if they don't, they'll just make sure they use up all the clock and Faribault doesn't get their hands back on it.
1st and 10, Indians just shy of their own, well, we'll call it the 29-yard line. Split backs. And the wing is on the right side. Here comes All to the right. Blockers out front, cuts it back. Joey All, 35. Give him the 39 on a first down carry of close to 11 yards. And good hard running by Joey All, and he cut that one back to the left. It's a nice run by Joey. Didn't have a hole, and as you mentioned, Tony, cut back. And he's been doing that so well this latter half of the season. He's just developed into a great runner. 40 seconds to go in the half. Owatonna 12, Faribault 6. Split backs. The Indians with the ball looking to pass. Win with All. Throw it, throws it to All. His intender fell down and he tripped over him, but I think that ball was overthrown anyway. Pat Glynn on the coverage of Joey All that time, and I think same circumstances would have been present if that had happened. It's second down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Now they're running Joey All to the left. Good pursuit, and he's hauled down from behind. Good job by the defense. Making the stop that time was Quentin Plitzkow. Caught Joey All from the behind and dragged him down by the jersey. Got him up high around the shoulder pad area, but still a gain of about 5 on the play. Third down. Really, it was a pretty good play by Plitzkow. We had 2 blockers out on him, and Joey dipped in and went outside, but Plitzkow just stuck with him and All picked up 5 yards, but really a nice defensive play. Third down and 5 at the 44. Split back, Vincent down the wing to the right side, All going right. Tried outside, now he's going to cut it back. Not much running room there. Good defensive play by the Faribault green and white, a gain of a yard. And the clock will tick. It's down to 12, 11, and unless Faribault stops it, I think Owatonna will be happy to go into the locker room with a 12-6 lead. That's what we're going to have. The final seconds tick off. Our score at halftime, Owatonna 12, Faribault 6. We're shielded by our wood platforms on either side of us here in our 2-foot by 2-foot booth. But it's luxury here anytime you come to Faribault. And Trenda will be the player to kick it off. Important starter for Owatonna. They've got to get some good kick coverage. Trenda with a boot down 15, bounces up right into the arms of the 10, and they'll start it back up. Coming up all the way across the field. Plitzkow, good coverage, but he slips away. Getting back down to the left side, 25, out to the 30, 35, and he'll be tackled at the 36, and a late hit there, but no penalty called. Faribault with a nice return by Quentin Plitzkow, and that's where the team speed comes in, because it looked like Owatonna had it shut down. The play was designed to come to the right. They were all blocking for him to run to the right, but boy, then Plitzkow decided to try the left side. Turned around and ran the other way, and Owatonna had over-pursued a little bit, although they did a fairly good job of staying in their lanes. He didn't get outside to the left. They made him cut up the field, then they made the tackle. 36-yard line for Faribault. Slot now to the right. Now they'll move him over to the left side. Split backs again, and the linebackers are only about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. The line of scrimmage is the 36. Gunderson with a handoff. Big hole. Erke hits him low, and then he got hit up high. And they carry out the hits after the play, but another big run for Gunderson, and he got about 7 that time. And like I was asking Ebert at the halftime, don't be surprised if they bring those linebackers up, because when Owatonna has brought Karsten and Tobin up the middle, they have done a good job of shutting down Gunderson, but then it opens up so many other things that you can't afford to do it all that often. And of course, the risk you take, if Gunderson does kind of pop through there, he can break the big one, no doubt about that. And I think Faribault saw a little something off of that right side. Christensen got blown off the ball a little bit there. We saw Mark Weiss did check in for Christensen a little bit late in the first half and did a pretty decent job. We'll have to watch him and see if he can hold his ground a little better. He's done a great job all year. There's no doubt in my mind that he can stick in there. Number 74, Chris Christensen. He's played a great D-tackle so far for Owatonna. Slot left, split backs behind Ned Lewis, second down and 2. Handoff up the middle. Gunderson. There he is. That time it was stutter stepping. He didn't know what to do, and he got tackled for maybe even a loss on the play. I think they'll just score no gain, and it will bring up third down and 2 yards to go at the 44-yard line. Faribault with the ball to start our second half. They trail here to the Indians 12-6. We are in Faribault, the Region 1 AA football game, with the winner taking on either Apple Valley in Apple Valley or Mayo at home. So this game, a lot riding on it. The winner moves on. The loser is done. Now Mike Lynn in the slot to the left. Plitzkow and Gunderson. Blitz coming from the Owatonna defense right up the middle. Looks like they're changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Ned Lewis with the call. Look for him to go right. No, they go left. Breaks through the first plateau. Gunderson still going. First down yardage. And more. He crosses midfield to the Owatonna 44-yard line. And that time they ran to the left, and the blitz was coming up the middle or to the right side. And do you think Ned Lewis changed the call?
Yeah, he sure did. He audibled out. Owatonna brought both their linebackers to the left of the nose tackle. They were plugging the right side of the offensive line. And Lewis, I think that's where Faribault was going to run. And he audibled, and they ran off the left side. And the linebackers blitzed right by the play to the wrong side. And Gunderson had some nice room. He picked up about 13 yards and a Faribault first down.
At the Owatonna 43-yard line, now motion right to left for the Falcons, and the handoff. Gunderson slips out to the left side. Erke, what a play by Chris Erke. Oh, and Erke, for someone who they have called small all season long, I think took down Gunderson easier than I've seen anybody take him down all night.
Now, Erke made a nice play. Gunderson trying to run off tackle. There was nothing there. Henke penetrated, messed the whole thing up. He tried to pop outside. He's so quick, it's scary when he does that. But Erke, from his corner spot, he came up right away, and he dropped Gunderson in a great tackle.
That's a sure tackle like that. It's not too often when you're, and it's funny how Peterson and everyone always referred to Erke as a small. He was too small to play last year in his own mind, but there he made a nice tackle on a hard runner to bring down. Motion left to right, second down and 12 from the 45, and the pitch coming to the right side. A lot of speed from Mike Lynn. Hurdles one man, and then he's going to get thrown down after a gain of about 6 on the play. He got hit from behind by Nate Tobin, and boy, Tobin put him down in a hurry.
A similar type of play, and Glenn had some running room, but Tobin put the stick on him, and now 3rd and long for Faribault.
Third down at about 7, between 6 and 7. Motion coming left to right. The short side is the right side, the near side. They give it to Gunderson. He escapes one tackle, puts the head down, and bulls his way to about the 35. And look at the Owatonna coaches. They're all over there looking. Well, he's about a yard and a half short. You can bet they'll go for it here.
He's a little short. Looks like
maybe
about 2 yards.
Yep. Ball's just inside the 35, between the 35 and 34. They need to get to about the 33-yard line. So it's 4th down and 2, and you can look for those linebackers to be on the line of scrimmage.
And Owatonna, they blitzed that time too, Tony, but they didn't bring the backers up. They held back behind the line of scrimmage like they weren't going to blitz. Then they did.
Here they come. They put, now they're just a short yardage formation. They put, making Custon down. He's down in all fours. Motion!
Yeah.
And that is a big mistake. The offensive right tackle went downfield, an automatic 5, and instead of being 4th and 2, it'll be a 4th and 7, and in their standard offense. So they weren't really prepared
and
for it.
Owatonna had everybody up on the line of scrimmage, and Faribault makes the mistake and will have to punt.
4th down at about 7, and they will punt it. Archambault hits a nice one. And Hall looks up at it and will watch it bounce towards the corner, and it's not going to reach the end zone. Inside the 10, though, Owatonna will start backed up inside their own 10-yard line. We are in the 3rd quarter, 7-9-yard line. They come out the wing right, the right side, the short side of the field. They're deep in the corner to our right side. 2 in the backfield. The give is to Anderson. He's got a lot of running room. Hurdles one man, and Anderson, 215 pounds before you know it, has big yardage. He crosses the 25, and they'll mark it at the 28-yard line. A big gainer for Nate, 20-yard pickup, and that's what they needed to get him out of the hole.
Boy, exactly right. And I didn't even know Nate had the football. I was kind of looking for Joey Hall.
That makes 2 of us.
Yeah, Nate's been kind of quiet tonight, but all of a sudden we got Faribault guys running way downfield to try to catch up to him. And I don't see who made the tackle for him, did the right thing, didn't jump on him, went for the legs and chopped him. But Nate picked up 20.
1st and 10 at the Owatonna 28. Indians with the ball coming left. Joey Hall looking for some blocks. He gets some nice cutback, and Joey Hall with a nice run. He gets about 6 yards out of something that probably should have been stuffed in the backfield. Very good penetration by the defense. It's actually closer to a gain of 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3 coming.
Boy, and that was just a super run by Joey Hall. A lot of backs, when they don't see something, will just kind of stutter step around back there, but Joey made a couple of nice cuts and picked up some positive yardage. 6 or 7 yard gain for Owatonna.
All who had more than 100 in the first half is looking to build on that here in the second half. Owatonna up 12-6, motion right to left. Split backs give. is to, I think, Anderson.
Yep, there he
pulling the
goes.
pile, and Nate has a big gain and about 11-yard, maybe 12-yard pickup. And Nate Anderson that time moving the pile right down the field. And I'll tell you, we spoke about it in the pregame show with him not playing both ways in some of these games. Boy, he is really playing dynamite offensively, running with a lot of force, and teams are having a real difficult time bringing him down.
And he carried some people there. Otana must have made some adjustments on their trapping blocking because Anderson's had some room to run in the second half.
Wing T to the right side, still going right to left now near midfield. Anderson that time got tripped up. I would guess it was probably Grunke. Haven't seen his number standing up.
Yeah, there he was, 71.
Yeah, it's not many people can bring down Nate Anderson one-on-one, but I think 71 for Faribault. Scott Grunke is one of those players, and it's not the first time he's done that here tonight. He has not been the factor that he was in the first game by any means, but he has still played a pretty good football game.
Anderson does pick up about 2 for Otana, a short 2. It's second and a long 8 here for the Indians.
Ball at the 48 in Otana's half of the field. Wing T to the right side. Again, split backs. Joey Arm at the backfield, and he's going to lose yardage.
There's your buddy.
Grunke, there he is, the man who was the first in game 1. That time, bet Joey All, and anytime Grunke gets a hold of you, you're going nowhere but down. 7. But it's third down and 13. Otana, 47-yard line.
And the shuffle pass yet tonight.
Exactly. Might see that over the counter. And back to pass. Pressure. Glenn throws. Has his man, but McDermott couldn't come down with it. It hit McDermott in the hand. He had just one hand on it, but it bounced away. And it will be punt time. Fourth down and about 13.
He didn't have the full wheels on when he tried to make that catch.
Brian Meyer stands to punt at his own 30. The snap will come from the 44. And it's a good snap. Pressure up the middle, but he gets it away. Nice kick, fielded at the 20 by Glenn. Glenn tries to set up the right side. Weber waits for him. Weber now is not going to have the speed to catch him. Now he will. No, he eludes Weber. Then he gets hit from Karsten, and Weber gets up. But did you see Andy Weber after that punt? He went downfield and just stood there waiting in his lane. And then he had to pursue Glenn, but no doubt about it, Matt Glenn, that time much quicker.
And Weber was not going to make sure that Glenn didn't get outside, and he held
Glenn behind the Falcons with the football. 3:25 to go, third quarter. Otana 12, Faribault 6, and they've got a lot of men on the line of scrimmage. And the handoff to Gunderson, and they let him go, but then 3 more come and just throw him down, and that's some heavy hits going on down there.
Well, what messed that play up was Tobin stood right on the line of scrimmage, came in as a little blitz again, and Faribault, they pulled that guard, so Tobin just steps into the backfield. The center's got to take on the nose guard, too, and there's no way he can get both the nose guard and Tobin just messed that whole thing up. He didn't make the tackle, but he loused the whole thing up.
I would not be surprised to see something go outside or even a pass here, because Otana now is concentrating about 95% of the run.
Haven't seen any quick pitches or anything like that for Faribault.
Here's where you can get burned when you start thinking too much about one perspective at an offense, and here it goes. 3 men, they sacked him. Christensen, now he had 2 wideouts deep and only 1 Joey All, but Otana's saying thanks to Mr. Christensen, and that time they didn't let Ned Lewis slip away. I was busy kind of baffled by those wide receivers streaking down the center of the field open, but Christensen was in the backfield, makes the sack, 5-yard loss.
Well, Otana has put pressure on Lewis the entire game, and that time they finally got the sack. But Christensen just went in, and Lewis stopped and was ready to throw, and Christensen was all over him and threw him to the ground. Third down and 15 for the Falcons.
Ball's at the Falcon 35. They're moving left to right. Lewis with the slide, all kinds of motion. There was a fumble, but I think Lewis probably got it back. They did not move anywhere close to in sync that time. The guards went on 1. The ball came up on 1. That's the reason there's no penalty. But I think the tackles stayed down. The ends were coming up. One was staying down. They were just all messed up on that play. They did get the ball back. It'll be no gain on the fumble. And at 4th down and 15, punt time for Faribault, and the defenses have really taken over.
So far, this has been an unbelievably quick quarter. No pass, just one pass attempt. It was incomplete, and we're already down under a minute and a half here in the third quarter. Indians lead 12-6.
Herky back, as is Joey All. All watches it bounce, and it's going to turn into an awful nice punt. And they're looking for a flag on Andy Weber for blocking from behind, but they do not get it. fans here on the near side. The Faribault fans wanted a penalty that time, didn't get it. Owattonna's running the counter, and now they started the second half running Nate. So they've been a little bit unpredictable here tonight. See what they go with here. First and 10 at the Owatonna 34. On the right side is Vitfit. Going up the middle is Nate Anderson. Anderson with a yard or two tops. Good defensive play by Faribault. They shut that play down pretty good. It'll be a 2-yard gain for Nate. Second down and 8. And the ball is spotted outside the Owatonna 35-yard line. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. And 12-6, Owatonna leading Faribault here. The winner advances to the finals of Region 1 AA and will play the winner of the Apple Valley Mayo matchup. That game at halftime was 7-0. Split backs. And on the left side is Vitfit in the wing. Second down and 8. And it looks like Nate must have gotten it, and I think he might have, while the Faribault team was celebrating, I thought maybe he fumbled the football, but they're just celebrating over a good defensive stand, and they're shutting down Nate Anderson, and I think Coach Peterson has called the play two many times here in this half. First half, I have to commend him on his play calling, but here he's going to Nate Anderson, and I think Faribault's adjusting to it, and it looks...
The Rulebook, brought to you by Donuts and Deli. The former Woolworths building in downtown Owatonna.
Okay, welcome back to Faribault. It's a third down and 8. Gwynn rolls to the left side, has all kinds of daylight, gets a block. Gwynn has first down yardage and more, crosses midfield to the Faribault 49. And Gwynn looked like he was looking for somebody to pass to, but then he tucked it away, and you could see that Gwynn was going to get first yardage. Good play by Matt Gwynn.
Gwynn made the right choice, Tony. Faribault came in a blitz much like Owatonna has all the time, and Gwynn got outside of it, had some room, and I think Weathers threw a big block out there for him, picked off the Faribault corner, number 11, Glenn, and Gwynn cut up inside of that thing and picked up the first down.
So now first and 10 Indians at the Faribault 49. The give is to All, 21 to the right. Now he's going to cut it back. Good decision by All. He didn't have the speed to get outside, and then he cut it back. And he's going to pick up about 4 to 5 yards on the play. Joey All, I don't think, has been held short of 5 with the exception of the one play by Grunke. He's run the ball real well for Owatonna. Here he gets about 4, second and 6.
And Coach Ebert mentioned at the half, Tony, they're running All a little bit off tackle. Rather than just the 21-29 play, they're running kind of a power tackle thing for him, and he's picked up some nice yardage on that play tonight.
The wing to the right side. We're in the fourth quarter, just underway. 1 minute gone now. 10:57 to go in the ball game. Owatonna 12, Faribault 6, and the run to the left side looks like Nate Anderson, and Anderson gets it inside the 40 down to about 37. Looks to be first down yardage. And that time they gave it off to Nate, and he was running with a full head of steam, and he'll get in the area of, 9 yards, I think?
Like 8 or 9. I counted 5 Faribault tacklers to bring Nate Anderson down that time. It just looked like little ants jumping on top of a crumb or something. They just kept piling on, and Nate just kept going forward. But a first down for Owatonna. They're moving the football here on this second drive.
First and 10 Indians at the Faribault 37. Wing T to the left. They're going left to right. Anderson and All behind Matt Gwynn. The give is to Joey All. A lot of running room, pulls away from players, and it was kind of dragging players who had him from behind, but he gets about 9 yards on the play. And the tackling seems to be slipping a little bit from Faribault. They're not really wrapping these running backs up like they had been in the first half.
And Joey might have had even a bigger gain, so the referee got in his way that time. He was starting to put the head down, and the ref tried to get out of the way, and Joey conked him pretty good, I think. He picked up about another.
Here's where you can just keep it going with the run. Here's where you can see what a coach is thinking.
Coach Pearson is usually pretty conservative. Yeah, there's the sneak.
Quarterback sneak, and Matt Gwynn gets to about the 35-yard line, make it the 25-yard line, and he will have the first down. They'll move the sticks here. So first and 10 at the 25.
Well, we've seen a difference in philosophy tonight that's paid off for Owatonna on the short yardage on second and short. Owatonna just sneaked it for a first down. When Faribault had third and short twice, they tried it's a little riskier play, tried to go wide with something that got stopped both times.
Again, split backs. They line up with McDermott's on the left, and now they bring motion to the strong side, the left side. The give is to Anderson behind All, puts his head down, and around Anderson are 10 of 11 jerseys when he's finally taken down inside the 20. They'll spot it at about the 19-yard line and give him about 5 on the play. Second down coming. And might even be close to 6 there. Nate Anderson really running the ball hard, but getting some good blocks up front.
Well, if you're a defensive team, if you give Nate just 1 yard before you hit him, he's going to pick up 3 or 4. That time he had a little bit of a hole to run through, and he picked up 5 or 6. And he's had some nice holes off the tackle spots tonight. And in the second half especially, he's starting to add up some yardage. 9:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Indians lead 12-6, but they're driving as they're on the Faribault 19-yard line. Second down and about 4.
Clock down now to 9 minutes left. On the right side, Mitford will go to the left side. Will McDermott's on the end. The give is to Anderson. He's tripped up at the line of scrimmage, and there's right what you said. They hit him at the line, but he still dove forward and will get a yard or 2 on the play. It'll bring up a third down for the Indians, and their lead is 6, and we're under 9 minutes to go. Clock just continues to run, and this would be big for Owatonna if they can punch it in here. And, of course, you'd probably see him go for 2, and that would turn out to be a real big 2-point conversion if it comes down to that. It's third down and about 2 yards. Strong right with Mitford on the right. Joey All coming right back. Out of room outside. He cuts it back. Joey All down to the 10. First down and more. And he'll get about 4 on the play. And that's where you just lull him to sleep. Anderson up the middle. Anderson up the middle. And then on third down and 2. Whoa, wait a minute. Here comes Joey All, and there's no green jerseys out there. And he has plenty for the first down.
And you can see as soon as Joey took that handoff, he had the first down. There was just nobody out there for Faribault. And Joey put his head down, picked up 7-8 yards and a first down. 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Indians inside of the 10.
Strong right, Mitford on the right side, and they will run again. Joey All cuts it up 5, dives down to about the 4-yard line. It'll be second down and goal from there with 7:50 to go in the game, and Owatonna leading the 7th-ranked team in Minnesota by 6. And they look to increase that margin here if they can punch it in the end zone.
And a nice block by 63 Weathers for Owatonna. He buried one of the Faribault players out there. That was number 87, Beecher. Weathers drove him out and just kept driving him out, and Beecher didn't really like it. Started a little late hit after the whistle blown, but All went off of that block up and picked up about 5.
Strong left this time for the Indians. Joey All left side. He's met in the backfield, taken down in the backfield, and making the stop for Faribault on the play, number 22, Jeremy Eller. First time we've had to call his name tonight. Junior got in there and made a nice play on Joey All.
Well, that time they ran the play to the left side. But Faribault reacted a little better over on that other side, and Joey loses a yard. And now third down and about 5 for the touchdown. Owatonna can't pick up a first down either. 6:50 to go in the ball game.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that power tackle play behind Weiss on the right side. Weiss came away from the huddle with a lot of adrenaline pumping. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run it to the right. And they're going to roll out to the right. Flynn looks to the end zone. Throws, underthrown and picked off. Flynn picked it back, but there is a flag down, and I think it's on Faribault. Now, Glenn is looking downfield, pointing fingers at people, but there's a flag down, but it's in the area of holding.
Yeah, let's see what it is. It's a
holding
yep.
Owatonna. So the interception should probably stand, and it would be a Faribault ball at the 20-yard line.
Remember, Owatonna has missed both their conversions. Faribault scores, all they got to do is kick for the extra point. They've got to go 80 yards first.
Come out with a different look here. Wide receivers each way. Split backs behind Ned Lewis. Lewis gives it up the middle to Gunderson. Running room for Gunderson. 10 yards. And it looks to be close to a first down at the 30-yard line. Now, there's one thing that does when you bring in those wideouts. It spreads out the defense. It doesn't allow them to put those linebackers right on the heels of their defensive tackles.
And Gunderson is pretty much exactly what you want for his type of running back. So quick, he can get through those holes very fast. And they just spread everything out and ran him up the middle. And he picked up about 11.
Now they're going to go back to the other offense. They're bunched up. Now they're going to spread them out to the left side, wide out left. Lewis with split backs, first and 10 from the 30. Guards pulling. Gunderson fell down, and he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but they did have probably 2 or 3 yards there for him. There was 5 here in the fourth quarter. Come back with 2 wideouts, 1 each way, and Lewis to pass, throws, and what a catch! Nice grab, and it's out to the 46-yard line. First down on a 16-yard completion, and I think it was Mike Glenn. It was Glenn, number 25. And just a dynamite catch. When you watch Faribault in warm-ups, they were catching the ball one-handed. And that time, that was just a nice adjustment.
And was not, the throw was behind him. And Glenn turned around, the ball was there. And that was just, as you mentioned, it's a great catch. It's just a good play by 25 on Glenn. And Faribault another first down, and they've got something going here on the 46-yard line. Indians do lead 12-6, 5-10 in the fourth quarter.
Now they come with a single wide out, wide of the near side, the left side. Split backs behind Ned Lewis, 1st and 10 from the Faribault 46. Ned Lewis and all kinds of movement.
Beecher, 87, flinched a little bit, and they called him on it, and that'll be 5 yards.
Wide out to the left side, split backs behind Lewis, and he's going to pass, looking to pass. Now he's hauled down to the backfield, and a sack. Now they had so much momentum going their way that a penalty, now a sack, and the balloon is starting to deflate here in a hurry. Although they started at their own 20, so it's been, what, a 25-yard drive. They had it out to midfield. Things were going so good, and then the penalty. And that, I think, is the start of what can be just a terrible hill for them.
You get that penalty, and what does the dude forces Faribault into a passing situation, which they really don't want to do, and Christensen gets the sack.
2nd down and 15, and a pass. Ned Lewis looks, throws, has his man, hits him, and he's still on his feet at the 45, goes down to the 42-yard line, first down. And that time, it looked like the same secondary play that was against Winona. The guy was wide open standing there. Of course, Owatonna does not play a man-to-man, and they were in a zone. That time, the receiver found the seam, and good pass by Ned Lewis.
Beecher just did a little out pattern, and Lewis actually threw that ball before Beecher made his break. And the ball was right there, and a nice grab, and Beecher ran right over Erke and picked up about 5 more yards, but a first down for Faribault.
Mike Graham is in the game for the, I believe, the first time on offense. He's in the backfield. Wide outs each way, 1st and 10 at the 42. There's Graham with the football. He cuts it. He's got a lot of running room. Graham all the way down inside the 30 to the 24. And when we saw him come on the field, boy, oh boy, you could tell something was brewing because he hasn't been in the back
carry tonight.
Now Graham is in the backfield along with Shane Gunderson. Wide outs each way, 1st and 10. Here comes Gunderson. Gunderson over tacklers inside the 20, 15, down to the 10, inside the 10. And what a run. He gets down to the 9-yard line. And Faribault looks in good shape with 3:42 to go. They trail 12-6, but a hard run there by Shane Gunderson.
As Gunderson picked up about 16, just would not be brought down. And it's starting to look like more. Yep.
Wide receivers each way. 2 backs in the backfield. Quarterback Ned Lewis with the call. Up the middle, Gunderson. He stepped up pretty good.
Henke had Lewis around the ankle before he even made the handoff. That's just great penetration by your nose guard. And Gunderson, maybe they'll give him a yard, it looks like.
Not much more than that. Good defensive stand. And I think Owatonna is going to, Faribault is going to call a timeout.
All right.
Graham in the backfield with Gunderson. It's 2nd down and goal from the 9-yard line. Ned Lewis with the call. Blitz coming up the middle. Now they fall back. Tobin looking to come up the middle. Also Karsten. Now they look to go to the right side as they change the call. They fooled Ned Lewis that time. Lewis made the play call to the right receivers each way. Beecher to the left, Glenn to the top, and split backs. They're coming with the blitz up the middle again. Now they'll shift it to the left side. And the quarterback gives up the middle. They avoided the blitz and down to about the 5, maybe the 6 that time was Shane Gunderson. And we'll give them 3 or 4 yards on the pickup. And the clock will run. It's down to 2:50 to go in regulation. A score, Owatonna 12, Faribault 6, and they have 2 plays to get just over 5 yards.
And they ran right at the blitz, Tony, but Gunderson just kind of skirted to the right and picked up 3 yards. That was just a nice run. And if you're Faribault, you got Graham back there. He just hasn't played very much. I imagine you'll want to put it in Gunderson's hands just because he's been there all year.
Wide receivers wide each way. Ned Lewis gives it off to Graham. Blockers out front. Graham! Touchdown! And it's 12 apiece. And it's going to come down to an extra point. Owatonna sees Faribault score. And our score goes to 12-12. And an extra point coming up for the 3rd point. And trying to put it through the uprights, Brent Archambault. And the hold will be by the quarterback. Good snap, a little bit high. Shambo's kick is up, and it's good. And Faribault leads 13-12 after trailing the entire ball game.
With 2 minutes, all their timeouts, so we got plenty of time. And remember, Owatonna really doesn't have a kicker. If you think field goal, Owatonna's got to score a touchdown.
Let's hope it doesn't boil down to them having the football on the 20-yard line. And Nikolai Eckert has been injured in this game, so really any possibilities of a kick is out of the question. This kickoff is going into the end zone, and it will be a touchback. I tell you, Joey Hall really lets that ball get 224 to get the same job done. They do it, they win. On the wing to the right side is Vincent. Matt Gwynn, the quarterback. Split backs, and he's back to pass. Looking downfield, throws, and almost has it, and he gets out to the 47. Now, how did Pat Gwynn not intercept that, and how did Joey Hall catch it? It's at the 47, and now the Faribault fans go quiet on us, and the Owatonna fans on the far side are picking it up. Well, all the way out to the 48. Now, there's 7 seconds gone off the clock, and 27 yards just like that. Now they go 2 wideouts way to the wide side, and Faribault's all messed up. They don't know what to do. Over the middle, pass complete. They got McDermott. That was good for 8 yards, down to the 43-yard line. Now this last formation had Faribault all confused. They didn't know who to cover, and it really helped Owatonna. A different kind of look from the Indians. They have it in Faribault territory at the 44-yard line. 1 minute, 50 seconds clock running in regulation. 13-12. Faribault leading Owatonna. Wing to the right side. Gwynn to pass. Pressure. Pass. Caught behind this man. Joey Hall.
They're down in 2.
The thing is, Owatonna with 3 timeouts now. You don't want to go to 4th and 2 when you're on the road like this. I would run the football because they're going to be expecting you to pass. You're going to get the first down at probably about 6 yards, and it's going to prevent a 4th down and 2 when the hometown gets the advantage.
It's really loud.
I'd go for it here. I'd go on the ground and get the first down.
Look for Nate.
Wing key to the right now, motion right to left. And they might draw him offsides. No flags. There is Nate, and they'll have the first down to the 40. Now you take a timeout, and I'll tell you, if there's ever a question of Jerry Peterson's smarts as a coach, you just saw it, because that's what you shows 12. It is 1st and 10 Indians at the Faribault 40-yard line. They're down by a point. Wing key to the right, and movement on the right tackle. Right guard, baby.
Tackle. That's Mark Weed's previous play, so
that's another thing. It would have been 4th and 7 now had they thrown incomplete on that 3rd down, and boy, would that have really hurt. So just another reinforcement of the good play call on 3rd and 2. So 1st and 15 now. They're backed up to the Faribault 45. Wing to the left side. They'll bring it in motion, I would guess. No, they leave him there on the rollout to the left. Good protection. Looking throws. And a nice dive attempt from Anderson, but he couldn't come up with it. It would have been 5 yards short of the first down, and it will bring up a 2nd down at 15.
And Gwynn rolls out left. That time he did plant and throw. Got some good protection, had some time. Nobody was really that open, though. That time Faribault had some good coverage down in the secondary. And he laid, Nate Anderson had to go out flat to that ball. It would have been an awesome catch. Just couldn't come up with it. Second at 15, 1:45 in the 4th quarter. Indians trail by 1.
Motion right to left is Vincent. McDermott on the right side. Fake the run. Back to pass. There's the screen to Anderson. Anderson can't make the tackle. And it's only going to be a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd down at 13. And the clock will continue to run. And Owatonna has to take a timeout. Now, on a play like that, it's almost as good just to run the football when everybody's just coming after Matt Gwynn. They will split 2 wideouts to the right side, 1 to the left, and they've got single coverage on the guy to the left. Look to throw to the left, and they're going to the left. 1 man to, what a tackle. He just made a great tackle. And Coots had 1 man to beat. They had him single covered, and Pat Gwynn made a great tackle. It'll be a gain of about 6, but it'll bring up, I believe, a 4th down.
Yeah, if he doesn't make that tackle, Coach is gone.
4th down, the season on the line for Owatonna. Here it is, folks. 4th down and 8. They need it to keep the drive alive. Season at stake, motion left to right. Going to pass, rolls out, throws. It's up in the air and it's incomplete, and the season's over. The pass goes incomplete. Faribault with just 37 seconds with which to kill. Have a 13-12 lead, and it looks like they will win this football game.
Well, Beecher, 87, put the pressure on Gwynn. They're trying to roll him right, and Beecher whacked him just as he was unloading. The ball shot straight up in the air. No chance for a completion. And Faribault's going to win this football game.
Faribault's going to down it. They're going to win this football game. Put it back. Ned Lewis takes it, sits down. They pat him over, and there's a flag down.
I think it's offside.
I think you're probably right. It is offside. So a free 5. It is against Owatonna. Houston, who's played just a whale of a season and a good game as well. Bruce Nelson, Nate Tobin, Justin Colby, who's played some at center this season. Mark McGarren, a gentleman we didn't get a chance to see a whole bunch of this year. Jason Henke, Dan Weathers, a couple of seniors who played quite a bit. Jeff Gauss, who got into a couple of games. Mark Weiss, who did such an outstanding job. He and Eric Lenhart, the big tacklementary indication. But we'll have that game for you. If nothing else, Brad and I will call you the scores from over the phone. And they'll down it again. Ned Lewis downs it, and they hit him awful high and hard. They're going to throw a flag on it. Now you can just see the frustration showing itself for Owatonna. Ned Lewis put his knee down, and then he got creamed. I think it was probably Andy Weber.
Yeah, that's who it was. Terrible fans didn't like it, but pretty much fair game down there, isn't it? Necessarily not.
Quincy knee goes down.
Yeah.
Look at our buddy Scott Grunke here on the near sidelines. He's having a fit.
He's got less hair than I do up there. Look at that. It's fair, well, the fans have come down on the track here. They're ready to rush out of the field.
They want number 26 for Owatonna. I think what they want more, though, is to celebrate the victory. What would have been a 1st and 5 is going to turn into a 1st down and 10 if they're going to tack on 15 yards. But the Owatonna fans, you can see the cars leaving from behind the stands over there. And it was for his retaliation. So it'll turn out a 1st down and 25. Do you think this could be in the game plan to just see if they have problems with the snap, and if they don't, they get the play done right, get a penalty to stop the clock? Could that be part of the scheme here? Just make them snap the ball as many times as you can? Because
what you're doing, you get your people right on the center, and you grab for the quarterback's ankles and try to get, just pray for a bad exchange. You line as many people up right on the center as you can, but that's going to be it. Faribault does not have to snap the ball again. This one's over.
It's down to 10-9, and it will run out. And the Owatonna team will end the season in Faribault. They lost 3 times this season, and 2 of those losses have come here to this fine Faribault football team. And the Falcons win the final score 13-12. And the fans of Faribault run onto the field to congratulate their team on a fine performance here tonight. We will be back to Faribault to wrap up tonight's game.
55 to 60% of his passes, had great